Hello all, Andrew here with I Dream of Crafting. Recently I uploaded a video of an updated version for the wallets, how to put the sides together. I was watching it and it seemed a bit rough. So, I'm going to be doing a real-time, probably sped up by like 2 or 3, not too fast so you can tell what's going on, but a real-time wallet from start to finish, so hopefully that will, if you can see it in a smooth progression, maybe it would help a little bit more. But by all means, if you're still having trouble, please just comment and I will either verbally help you or I will just make another video and address your particular problem. So without any further ado, let's get started. So this is going to be a bifold. I will also do a clutch in a real-time format to so you can see both wallets being made. For this one, I'm going to be using green, grass green, and the new flower tape that just came out. And I already have 2 pockets cut, and I will do a third one that you will see. It's going to be a little bit different. It's a V pocket that I have gone over before. And I will shut up at this point and just speed up the video a bit so you can watch what I'm doing. Okay, so I lied. I won't be shutting up. You get to listen to me for the next 20-some minutes. So, yes, this is 2 times normal speed, so it's, sped up, but it's not sped up to the point where you can't tell what I'm doing. So, here I'm just clear taping the back of these 2 card pockets, and I will be making a third one, which is the standard design for my bifolds. So, and I'm just going to cut this because I didn't get it on straight completely, so I'm going to cut the top of this clear tape to make a straight border, or what will be a straight border once I get the tape for the trim. So here I'm going to do the, the V pocket, which I love V pockets. They're so cool looking, which is why all my bifolds have V pockets, because I just like them. Of course, though, you can order one with just not a bifold, or not a V pocket, just a regular one. But, so I'm just finding the middle part. I use centimeters on my ruler for this part, because it's just a little bit easier. You just measure how much it is, and then you cut that in half, and I just put little marks where it is, and then you go from that point to the corner, and then that point to the other corner, and then you rip it up, rip up that top part, and there is one side of your V pocket, and then you're gonna rip this up. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a more comfortable position. So I'm just running my nail against the back of that to make it lie flat. And then I take the big piece of duct tape to the V pocket. I've seen people do it the other way around, but that's the easiest one for me. Then you cut from the middle to the top of the tape and fold it over. And there you go, V pocket. And then trim as you need to. I didn't need to do too much trimming on this. I was very happy. So, now I'm going to cut out the tape for the trim for the other pockets. And then this will give me extra tape left over for the trim for the ID and something to hold down my pockets when I assemble the wallet, which is another reason why I like this design for wallets, because it gives me extra tape and I don't have to cut extra tape to have those connectors. So just put your trim 1/4 inch down, flip it over, and then smooth it down, and there you go. And in the description below I will leave links to my other tutorials so you can see, if you haven't seen me do these before, you can go to my other tutorials and you can see how I do my pockets, since I do my pockets a little bit different from most people. But I find that I really like this way, of doing pockets, and I haven't had a problem with them yet. So I'm just moving all these to one side, and then I'm going to work on my ID and the hidden pocket. So I need 2 more strips of green tape that are 3 3/4, and I need clear tape for this as well. You don't need the clear tape, you can do everything with duct tape, but clear tape will make your wallet a little bit thinner, and it also will save on your duct tape, which is very nice when you're working with the duct tape that's like $6. It's very nice to save when you can. So then I'm just going to overlap these by 1/4 inch and then cut this one at 3 inches. This will be my hidden pocket. It will be behind my ID. So this is also why I use a solid color for this, because it's not going to be seen, so it really doesn't matter. You can actually use any color for this if you wanted, but I just stick with the same color because I'm using it anyway. So, but it's not going to be seen because the ID is going to be on top of it. So don't use your pattern tape for this one. And then you saw me clear tape that seam on the front, just so that the cards don't get stuck and that the sticky doesn't, come up after a while. And then I put the two pieces of clear tape on the back, and I left 1/4 inch at the top of the duct tape so that I have something to adhere that pocket to the tape, to the wallet. So you want 1/4 inch showing on the duct tape, but no clear tape showing. So here is, this will be now for the actual ID. This is what will be seen. And I actually lined this up. I think it looks pretty when it's lined up, and I don't have many tapes that line up, unfortunately. So when I do find one that lines up, I try and make it. Just watch on your tapes. As you can see here, I'm trying to get it lined up on the top, but it's just not working with me. So I'm going to the bottom actually, and you'll see later on in the video when I start cutting tape for the outside of the wallet, you'll see one time I line it up on the top and one time I line it up on the bottom. So just play with your tape, see if it can be lined up and how it can be lined up. This is one of those funky tapes where sometimes it's the top and sometimes it's the bottom, so. But it's pretty cool. I was able to line it up. I was very happy. So lining up tape takes a lot of time and patience, but it is well worth it. And it does, you do have a little excess, as you see there. I do use as much of that as I can. So that piece you see up there on the top of the frame, I will actually use that in the wallet. But I have other strips that I cut when I made the outside of the wallet. But I'm going to make a clutch, and I will use what I have before cutting any new tape. So I do try and use every scrap that I cut out. So this one that will be shown through the ID, you want to cut it at 2 3/4 inches so that it's that much high. So the first one is 3 inches, that will be hidden by your ID. Those are your hidden pockets. And this ID you want to cut it at 2 3/4. There we go. So I'm just covering that seam with clear tape so it doesn't come up over time and that the cards don't get stuck. Now I'm going to cut out 2 more pieces of 3 3/4 inch tape out of the clear tape so that I can cover the back of this. And this one is actually, you cover it completely on the back. So where the other one you left 1/4 inch sticky on the duct tape, this one you just completely cover. You don't want to have any sticky showing on the back of this. So, do trimming if you need to, if the clear tape is over, which it usually is. It's really hard to get it precise, perfect. So remember, clean your scissors often so they don't get junked up. I have the nice titanium non-stick ones. Those are awesome, but the tape still sticks to them. So just clean your scissors so you don't have tape stuck to them. And now my IDs that I just cut tonight, if you look on, I'll leave a link to it, I did a tutorial, a mini tutorial on how to do the ID slots, the plastic, and I will leave a link to that in the description below. It's only like 9 minutes. It really is a mini tutorial. It's a 9-minute video. So just connect those two, and then I'm going to roll out a piece of clear tape here that's going to be 8 inches long, which is the size of my BIfold, well, the BIfold wallet. And I'm going to, this is going to be used for covering sticky, so I'm going to cut strips at 1/4 of an inch, and then some of them I will cut at 4 inches, just so I can cover up the sticky, like this one right here, where that connected was between the plastic and the duct tape, just to, you know, just to keep everything nice and not it's not sticky. This is what people mean when they say my wallet is non-stick, you know, no sticky. That's all that means, is that they have covered all the sticky portion with either duct tape or clear tape. It is a nice habit to get into. That way your wallet doesn't get gummy after a while, because it will if you leave your sticky exposed. Now I'm just taking this, one of the 1/2-inch strips that I had left over from trimming the other pockets. I'm just putting that on 1/4 of an inch. And then that is from when I cut that green piece at 3 inches. That is what is left over, and I'm going to use that to connect the other, the ID to that green piece to form our hidden pocket. Once again, this is fast, and but I will leave a link to my more in-depth tutorial on how to do pockets and IDs, since they can be a little confusing at first. I know it took me about a week to figure out how to do the ID correctly. That was the ID in the hidden pocket was kind of crazy. So here we're gonna work on the actual wallet now. This is one side of the BIfold. This is going to be where the pockets go, and the reason I'm using patterned is because I want, this is the quote-unquote outside of my wallet, so I want my BIfold to be green. So and I don't want to I don't want to do green on this side and then fold it over and then it'll just be green all the way. I want a fold over that's different, a different color than what is already, because you'll see a little bit of this tape above the card pocket. So you'll see what I mean. I want a little bit of a contrast between the BIfold that I fold over, the tape that I fold over the BIfold, to form a nice, trim. There we go. So this is a little bit different from the other wallet tutorial I showed you. I know I showed you doing it completely on the cutting board, and then it was really hard to rip it off the cutting board after you get all your pockets on. Well, it hit me last week that, hey, I can use parchment paper and it won't stick as bad. So yes, so grab parchment paper or wax paper, it doesn't matter. Cut a sheet about that big, give yourself a little wiggle room to get it on and off the parchment paper or the wax paper, and then you will not have to worry about ripping it up and screwing up all your nice work once you get all your pockets on. So it was kind of funny. It's like, wow, I've been doing this for months. Why have I not thought of this before? But this is parchment paper. It does stick a little bit. You see my knife came out of the X-Acto blade for some reason, or the handle. But yes. So I'm gonna probably try wax paper soon here, because the parchment paper does get it does get stuck to the parchment paper a little bit. I'm gonna use wax paper, see if that works any better, but I am going to be using one of them. It does work a whole lot better than trying to do it on the board. So just place your pockets. The first one should be about between 1/4 and 1/2 inch down. Don't go any more than 1/2 inch. And then I sealed both of those pockets with a strip of 1/4 inch tape, clear tape. And now I'm just holding those in place while I take a connector and I'm going to put it on. I'm just going to hold these pockets down in place with a heavy weight. That is a candle that I made. And then I'm going to put this tape on about 1/4 inch, no more than 1/2 inch, not even 1/2 inch, because that's a bit too much. So now I'm going to, I'm just cutting that because it makes it easy. I'm not cutting through the wallet, I'm just cutting that little piece of green tape. And then now I'm going to very carefully, oh no, I'm sorry, that's different. So I'm going to cut out 2 more strips of 8-inch tape, but this time it's going to be the inside color of my billfold, which is green. And so I need 2 pieces that are 8 inches, and then I will take, this is what will be a fold over that I was talking about before. So as you can see above the, you see that tape above the the first pocket, so that will, I want, if I made it green, then all you would see was green, and it would be really hard to tell where the pocket was at the very top. So that's why I do that. I know that looked really fast, but it actually got a little bit stuck on the parchment paper, but it's not bad. Go back and look at my other video. It takes forever to get it off the cutting board. So I am really glad I thought of that, or realized that, I should say. So here I'm just going to very carefully line this up as best as I can with the bottom and the sides. And then the top part, you want to leave 1/4 inch, no more than 1/4 inch at the top for a fold over to make a nice border. Here, I know you can't see it, you can probably see the shadow. I'm just cutting off any sticky that is left. Yeah, there you go. So here I'm just going to, I'm cutting more strips of 1/4 inch tape so that I can cover the seam on this side as well. I just do this right now so that I don't forget, and it's a good habit to do it, because I have forgotten to do it before I put on my pockets, and then I have to take the pockets off and then reassemble everything, and it's a big hassle. So I just do this first just to get it out of the way. So now that that's in, I'm going to just roll this tape down a little bit so it's out of my way when I roll that tape over. And now I'm just going to hold this ID in place so it doesn't shift on me. Not that it's too important now, but it will be important later on. And I realized I did it the wrong way, so I just peeled that up. So, because you need to be able to maneuver this to get your fold over. So that folds over like that, and then there you go. And you can see the floral duct tape right underneath between the pocket and the border we just folded over. That's why I use a secondary color for that, even though most of it is hidden by the pockets. It's just that little tiny bit of separation between the top pocket and the trim. So now we're going to be doing the second billfold for the wallet. Once again, this is 2 strips of tape that are 8 inches long. It's 3 inches high. This is where you want to, now it's backwards. Instead of working from the outside in, or I'm sorry, from the in, no, I was right. Instead of working from the outside in, now we're working from the inside out. So you want to start with your inside color, your billfold color, and which is why I'm doing green. And that will, that piece you just saw me, that is an 1/8 of an inch shy of 3 inches, and that will be for my sides, so that I don't have sticky on the sides. Now this is another, I have 2 cutting boards. I'm actually probably going to get a third one because A, it's nice to have, and B, this cutting board is getting a little gunky on me, so I'm just going to replace it. But this is the outside of my wallet, which is why you see me lining it up. So it's nice to have the extra cutting board so that you don't have to rip up things and move things around. You can just have another space, to do this. So, yeah, I'm just trying to line it up here. This took a lot longer than I wanted it to. But it was giving me real problems trying to set this down the way it was supposed to. But I did get it eventually. It really does. It's a pain to line things up. It really is. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it is worth it. It is. It just brings your craft, whatever you're making, wallet, wallet, lanyard, anything, it just purse, it just takes it to the next level. So, but I am not gonna lie, it is a pain, and not all tapes can be lined up. Just a side note right there, just in case you're not, you're stuck trying to line up tape for an hour. Not all tapes can be lined up, but most can. It just takes a while. As you can see, this is ×2. This is sped up twice as much, so you can imagine how long I was at this for. But I did finally get it. There we go. So that lined up on the top, and the next one lined up on the bottom. So it is a little weird. Not all tapes will do that. Most tapes will line up just in one direction, but this one, this one wanted to be funky, so yeah. So I'm just moving this to give myself a little bit of extra room because I wasn't sure how it was going to line up. I wasn't sure if it's going to be on the top or the bottom, so I wanted to give myself ample room. And it did happen to be on the bottom after I checked a few things. So this side didn't take too long. Yeah, this side was not bad at all. This side was a little bit easier to line up than the other one. So these are just, if you're lining up tape for these wallets, you're going to need 3 strips of tape. If you are not lining up your strips of tape for this wallet, you will only need 2. And, so, I'm trying to think, because I've been making lined up wallets for a while now, so now I can't remember. But you want to leave, when you make your tape 9 inches for the outside of the wallet, just make sure you have a ½ an inch on the bottom, and that you have at least a 1/4 inch, at most a 1/4 inch on the top. So, but that you can get those dimensions with 2 pieces of tape. But when you line up, it's more than a 1/4 inch overlap when you line up tape. So that's why you need 3 strips of tape when you do a lined up wallet. And and then you're just gonna have to trim down. So what I do is, you see I flipped over the inside of my billfold. That is 3 inches tall, by the way, just to clarify. And now I'm just lining up so I know I got it right. And then I'm going to take my giant sheet of lined up tape there. It looks very pretty. And as I said before, I'm going to put it a ½ an inch down underneath that fabric you see. A ½ an inch down, and I want a ½ an inch on either side. That is very important. So a ½ an inch down and a ½ an inch on either side, and then honestly, once you get it set, just put it down as fast as you can. As neat as you can, but as fast as you can. If you go slow, you get air bubbles, and it's just a mess, and then you'll have to start over, and it's not a very good day. So, and here, I'm just trimming so I can get that 1/4 inch on the top. I could have taken 3/4 off, but I took a ½ inch. Honestly, don't cut as much as you think it is, go slow. So I cut a ½ an inch. I thought that would have been it. Then I flip it over and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of tape. So I just cut off another 1/4 inch, and that gave me what I needed. So you can always cut off more tape. You can't always you can't always add tape, and this is one of those instances where you can't really put it back if you screw it up. So just cut small. You can always cut more if you need to. So I'm just going to fold this over. And I don't know why I left those tabs at the top. I have no idea, but you can cut those off. But I will cut those off in a second. I don't know why I did that. But here I'm going to be adding my billfold. Now this is how we put it together. So I'm going to, I'm just holding down and trimming off that ID. You will have to trim the ID. It does get a little it does overhang. So you want to just cut that off and even it up, and then put your billfold on top of the other billfold. Leave a little bit of space at the top, just so that there's a little separation between the two billfolds. And then I hold down my plastic with something heavy so that it doesn't move on me, and then I fold it up. And as you can see, I noticed that I'm like, oh, I left those on, and I don't know why. So I'm going to cut these off, because you don't need those at the top. And I'm going to cut the other one off. Okay, so now this is where it deviates. This is where I'm going to show you the sides now. So I'm just going to take this piece of clear tape and I'm just going to cover this sticky from what is in between the two billfolds. Just cover that. Make sure it's in that crease good. Now I'm going to take the piece of tape that I cut. Like I said, it is 1/8 of an inch. It's 1/8 of an inch shy of 3 inches. The billfold is 3 inches, but you don't want your sides to go all the way up to the top of your billfold, because then you'll get sticky up there. So it's just 1/8 of an inch shy of 3 inches. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I have no idea. But so you need 2 pieces that are 1/2 an inch wide. And when you place them half on the billfold and half on the cutting board. And then you fold them back and you take little tiny connectors that you saw me cutting here. It honestly does not matter how big they are. Just when you put them on your tape here to hold your sticky back, put them as don't put them on the sticky too much, because then it'll be really hard to get them off come later. So as you can see me doing this here, they are just barely holding that sticky back. Alright, so now it is a simple matter of just folding this up and making sure the sticky adheres to the billfold. And now you just fold up your sides. Alright, now I have those tabs down there. You can cut them off if you want, but I like to keep them. I fold it over to cover that corner, and then I fold them up. It just adds a little bit of a, what do you call it? Not stabilization, but it makes it more resilient. A little bit tougher. And then reach inside and pull out your tabs. And make sure to squish the sides of your wallet so that the tape adheres to both sides of the billfold on the inside. And then it's just a simple matter of cutting strips for your ID and your hidden pockets, and then your 3 pockets. Don't forget to take off any tape that is holding anything down. So I hope this helped you. If you need any more help, just let me know. Test your pockets. Always make sure they work. Thank you for watching my real-time video. I hope it helped out any confusion. Here's the wallet we made today. I love it. I love that it lined up. I love when that happens. And the inside. So if you're still confused about something, just please leave me a comment below. Also leave questions below as well, and request if you want to see anything. If this video helped you, if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If I get enough, I'll do more real times. And yes, subscribe for more videos, and I hope to see you in the next video.